Hey everyone, and welcome. You know how life can sometimes feel like a total maze, right? Just full of twists, turns, and so many questions? Well, today we're going to unpack a really simple but super powerful guide to help you find your way through all that complexity with a bit more confidence. So yeah, let's dive right in. Sound familiar? That constant buzzing in your head? All those what ifs? That pressure to have everything figured out, you know? And that little voice of doubt that questions every single move you make. It's a heavy weight to carry around, for sure. And honestly, most of us are carrying it. But what if you could actually change that? What if you had like a simple toolkit, an A to Z guide, to just hit reset on your mindset and get your balance back? Well, that is exactly what this positive thinking guide is all about. So let's crack it open and see what's inside. All right, so first up, we're talking about your inner world. Because look, real change, the kind that actually lasts, it doesn't start out there with your job or your situation. Nope, it starts right here, inside with the conversations you're having with yourself. This is the absolute foundation for everything else. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single great achievement, every massive shift in someone's life, every success story you've ever heard of, they all started in the exact same place, with one single thought. That's it. It's literally the seed from which everything else grows. So, you see, getting a handle on that internal world is absolutely key. And from our A to Z guide, here are a few killer starting points. A, always think positive. B, be optimistic. I, ignore that inner criticism. And T, trust your talents. Simple, right? Okay, let's talk about that inner critic for a second, because wow, we can be our own worst enemies, can't we? The real work here is to catch that negative voice when it pops up, and then consciously replace it. Swap that doubt with a reminder of what you can actually do. And hey, this isn't about having a big ego. It's about building a rock-solid foundation of belief in yourself. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The very first thought you have in the morning, that can literally set the vibe for your entire day. It's all about setting a powerful, positive intention from the second you wake up. Okay, so we've got the mindset part down. Now what? Well, now we move from just thinking to actually doing. This is where the magic happens, where your inner world starts to shape your outer world. And it all kicks off with C for courage. Now listen up because this is super important. Courage is not about being fearless, not at all. It's about feeling the fear and deciding to act anyway. It's just about taking that one little step outside of what feels comfortable. Which leads us perfectly to J for just jump in. Seriously, you can analyze and plan and make pro-con lists forever, but overthinking, yeah, that's where dreams go to die. At some point, you've just got to take the leap. Action is the only thing that builds a bridge from your dreams to your reality. And when you start choosing courage and just jumping in, something amazing happens. You get to O, opening opportunities. The moment you start saying yes to new things, even scary things, you start stumbling upon paths you didn't even know were there. Don't be your own gatekeeper, you know? Okay, but how do you make all this stuff stick? That's where NEN comes in, nurture new habits. And this is a process, right? So first, start ridiculously small, like 5 minutes of meditation, something you can't possibly say no to. Then, be consistent. Do it every day. Track how you're doing so you can actually see yourself getting better. And finally, and this is so important, celebrate the small wins. Give yourself a pat on the back. All right, so we've looked inside at our mindset. We've looked outside at our actions. Now let's talk about how all this positivity stuff plays out in the real world, how it impacts our relationships, and crucially, how it helps us get back up when life knocks us down. Honestly, a total game changer here is D for develop gratitude. It sounds so simple, but it is a profoundly powerful shift. When you make a point to look for what you're thankful for, you literally start rewiring your brain. You start seeing abundance everywhere instead of what's missing. It's probably the fastest way to feel truly rich in your life. And right alongside gratitude is K. Keep kindness flowing. And look, this isn't just about being nice to other people. That's important, of course, but it's also about being kind to yourself, especially when you mess up. A kind heart, both for yourself and others, is the strongest foundation you can possibly build. All of this, the gratitude, the kindness, it all builds something called resilience. And here's the thing about resilience. It's not about avoiding failure or never falling down. It's about how fast you get back on your feet. It's about seeing a setback not as the end, but as a temporary setup for your next big comeback. Okay, this next one is a huge one. W is for work on worry. And this is such a practical tool. Think about how much energy we waste worrying about stuff we can't control. So the trick is to draw a line in the sand. On one side, what you can control, your actions, your attitude, your effort. On the other side, what you can't, other people, the past, the final outcome. Just focus all your energy on that first list and practice letting go of the second. So let's recap. We've worked on our inner foundation, we've put our positivity into action, and we've learned how to connect with the world and bounce back from challenges. All of this has been leading us to one final destination, finding your Zen. And here we are at Z, zero in on Zen. Now, let's be super clear. Zen is not about escaping to some monastery or finding a world with no stress. That's not real life. It's about building an island of calm inside yourself so you can handle the chaos that's happening outside. It's a skill, navigating the storms of life with a sense of inner peace. And you know what? That's really the whole point of this A to Z journey. It's not about pretending to be happy 24/7. That's impossible. It's a practical guide for building the skills and the mindset you need to find your balance, to stay calm, and to be present, no matter what curveballs life decides to throw at you. So, the whole A to Z is right here for you. The only question left is, where are you going to start? Just think back on everything we talked about. Which letter really stood out to you? Which one felt like, yeah, I need that right now? Just pick one. Make that your focus for today. That's it. Your whole journey can start with that one simple choice.